It's like this and like that and like this, and it's like that and like this and like that, and it's like this, and who gives a fuck about those?
So just chill to the next episode.
Hi, hello, my name is Madam Tila if it's your first time being here, and today I'm gonna be teaching y'all how to journal. I've been journaling for 3 years. So there's 3 journals here. I actually been journaling for a long time, since like middle school type shit, but I started taking journaling more seriously these past 3 years because that's when I had my spiritual awakening. If you would like to know more about that, I'll have that linked in the description for y'all to go check out. But in this video, I'm gonna be talking about ways to journal, how to make it more fun, and some tips for the general people who want to start out journaling and for the spiritual people. All right, so let's get into the video. So the most common ways to journal are intentions, achievements, results, ideas, favorite moments and memories, and the most classic that everybody knows, thoughts, feelings, emotions, like it's a diary. So I'm gonna start off with that one because that's what I first start off with. You don't need anything fancy to start off with journaling. You can literally use a composition notebook and pen. I got this notebook for $4 at TJ Maxx. It's all colorful pages because the pens I used, I stole from my mom. Every time I finish my journal, I always put like the dates so that whenever I go back to look at them, I can be like, damn, I see the type of mindset I was in. I see what the fuck I was going through. I can see for if I was manifesting anything, if it came true. I'll get into that later. I always put the dates in the top right corner so that I can see how far I've come, especially when I'm reflecting. Don't think about making it look fancy. You don't need to have perfect handwriting. When I'm deep in my feels, I'm not thinking about whether or not I'm crossing my T's, dotting my I's. I'm just scribbling whatever it is so that I can get it out. Since my new journal is a thick girl, I have sections, and the first section is my thoughts. Sometimes I write sideways and sometimes I write normal. I always have my thoughts near the first chapter so that I can access that easily. Another section part of this journal is my achievements. So this is what I write in the first part of my journal. I put my intentions, I write the years like I said. Since this is a thick girl, I have a sections for what each chapter is. And I also at the bottom have a quote so that I can remember why I even started this journal. So mine says, life is as easy or as hard as you think. That's true. My 4th chapter of my journal are my milestones, like my achievements. I'm kind of all over on my journal that I'm realizing it. I have set chapters, but you know, sometimes I miscount the chapter or something, so it's all good though. It's really easy to always be on the go and not stop and realize how far you've come. I have a lot of energy. Sometimes I have troubles sitting down and being appreciative of what I've already done or how far I've come. So I like to have a chapter dedicated to achievements and results so that I can be like, damn bitch, slow down, like you're doing enough. When you're always on the go, when your mind is always running, trying to think of like new ways to go about your goals, you can get sidetracked and forget about the objective that you set earlier. I like to have fun in my notebook, so I was playing with my scented markers and I wrote out my fall goals. So I have an idea of what I want to accomplish during fall, because for me, if I set year goals, I get lost in the sauce. New things come up and I'm like, maybe I should focus on that, and I start getting sidetracked. So I like to set quarterly goals, and it feels like you can start new each season. That's how I write my goals and how I stick to my goals, my plans, and make sure I'm getting shit done and I'm on the right track. Another section I have in my journal are favorite moments and memories. I'm the type of person that if someone compliments me, I'll be thinking about it all day. If someone gives me something for free, I'll be thinking about it all day. I'll be like, oh my God. What I do is I write it down in my journal in my favorite memories section. I want to, like, you know, relive it, describe it. Then I can just let it go. And whenever I'm feeling down, I can go back and be like, oh shit, I remember that. That was really nice. That was a good day. It's always nice to go back and look at the fun times you've had. That's what I've been putting. The last section I have in my journal is ideas. Once I accomplished or I passed the season's goals, then I can go back into those ideas and figure out what it is that I want to put for my new season's goals. Instead of just putting the idea, I also like to put the first step. You don't have any excuses. Get that done and figure out what you want to do after that. It's an easier way of putting your ideas into actions. Now for the tips, I'm gonna start with the general. So a tip is to make journaling fun. If you got the extra change, the extra coin to get you a nice journal, I started off with this journal, $4. Then I moved up to this journal. It's purple velvet with gold Old English letters and a nice bookmarker. And this was $4 again. But then went up to this notebook, and this notebook was a smooth, I think $15 that I got off Amazon. If you got the extra coin, invest in it. If you don't, you can just get a regular ass lined notebook that'll be 25 cents during the back to school sales at Walmart. My favorite pens to write with are the very liquid type of pens. I really do love wet pens because it helps me get my thoughts out really easier. I write really fast, so the ink better keep up with me. The next tip is to be consistent in order to make it a habit. Once you're finding the joy in journaling, then it's gonna become a habit naturally. Let it flow naturally. You don't have to journal every day, but if you wanna be consistent and get to that level, you're gonna have to practice and find the joys of doing such things every day. Another tip is to keep in mind why you started it. My initial coping mechanism was always writing. I love writing. I love writing. I loved writing in school, so I was like, I might as well do it in my free time too. Another tip is to not care about the details. I'm just not having fun with journaling after 3 years. I'm bringing in my scented markers. I'm bringing in my twisty colored pencils. At first it was just me, the pen, the paper. Now I'm adding in some extra stuff because I would like my journal to be pretty sometime in the future. You know, I'm working my way up there. Another tip is to flip through it occasionally to get some serotonin and to feel inspired again. When I realized that I fell off from journaling consistency, I look through, you get some sort of like joy, some sort of relief, some sort of like proudness when you see your journal is filled up or about to be filled all the way up. Acknowledge, you know, how consistent you've been. Acknowledge how much you've put into your journal. Now some journaling tips for the spiritual girls. One thing to keep in mind is to write or journal with the moon cycles. So a full moon, it deals with reflecting and releasing, and the new moon, intention setting. So that's a great time to write down the goals you want. Another tip is to record your spiritual experiences and your experiments and collect data, review it, and see what needs to be switched. Reflecting your spiritual experiences, whether it be like things that happen, signs you get. That's another section that I have in my journal. Signs that come to me randomly, like repeating occurrences. I write that down so that I can review it and realize what the universe is trying to tell me. Another tip, name your crystals. I know that sounds weird, but for me, I got one of my crystals in like a multi-crystal pack. So I named my own crystals and I set my own intentions of what I want that specific crystal to do. If you want to see what type of names and what benefits I assigned my crystals, I will have the shorts that you can check out, and I'll have that linked down below. Another tip to link tarot cards and journaling is the middle point of shadow work. If you're also into tarot cards or you're a beginner at tarot cards, it helped me a lot to get to know the deck better. It really just strengthened my ability to recognize myself because of the shadow work, and then also recognize the meanings for each card. And the next tip is manifesting. A lot of people, they manifest in different ways, but a very common way is scripting or journaling. The way I manifest is being grateful for what it is that I have and just asking for what it is that I want. I also have a manifesting pen that I use only for when I'm scripting, so that when I see that pen or when I get that pen, I have that special time and I'm like, all right, I'm getting in the zone of what it is that I need to happen here. Those are my tips for journaling. I hope that y'all try some of these tips and you fall in love with journaling as I did. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Until next time.